Hey everyone, Simon here. Time for yet another Harmonia update video. I'm just going to go through some of the features and not really play through a whole lot here. So, first and foremost are some UI upgrades, namely the font. Enough people complained about the old font that now it's using this, which is new and all pixel arty, not yet finished, doesn't have fancy things like ampersands and at symbols and whatever, but for the most part it's done. It's totally usable at least. It is bigger, it is gold, it is still serif, it is not italic, and it's still a little hard on the eyes in that it's so jagged, so I'm going to have to go through and smooth that out, and some letters could be a bit better, but for the most part I'm happy with the way it looks. Except for when there's huge blocks of text, then it looks ugly. So I think for headers this looks really good, but for things like, well, non-headers, anything that's like a paragraph or body of text, I'm not too pleased with it. But for the most part, that's neat. It is at least something new that can be toyed with. And here I want to show off the new, well, the new game interface that's for single and multiplayer. Let's do it in multiplayer context. So here's a very simple just connect to servers window. Eventually, oops, that overflows. The font is bigger, so I have to change a lot of things with the user interface. This is where, when there's kind of a mothership server that you can find online games for, this is where those games will appear, and you can just manually enter an IP address and a port. That's always an option, so if you want to just start a game and have friends connect to it privately, that's a thing. Let's see if we just want to start our own game here, because there are none to connect to, obviously. We have this window, classic deathmatch is that's supposed to say, but once again, new font, too big. And yeah, this is where I don't like this font. Right here, these letters look way too big. But one font at a time. Once this one is done, I want to do a new one, and just take this and shrink it and get rid of the serif stuff, so it's a little easier on the eyes. You can start each game with options right now. These are the default. So I've lowered it so it's a bit more easier. Like, there's still no tutorial, which there needs to be, but now it's an easier learning curve. Like, instead of starting with 3, you start with 2, the maximum fort size, and 4 rather than 5, and you start with 3 enemies per wave rather than 10, which was a bit nuts. And now there's an additional enemy per wave right, yeah, sentences. So the first round will be 3, the next will be 4, the next will be 5, etc., etc. So there's kind of a progressive difficulty there, no matter what difficulty you choose. Deathmatch is barely in the works. There's still time. I've got 10 days to get this up and running. Most of the time has been spent on the interface and some other stuff, which I'll show off in a minute, and just getting some basic multiplayer functionality working, which is necessary, but there will be at least like a minimal test version of multiplayer. This is going to be really simple. The rules are right here if you care to read them. Explore mode may or may not be in the version that I release in March. I'm not really sure, but this is just kind of a demo of just walk around, watch the world's infinite. It probably won't be in there, but eventually it will be. One thing at a time. This is kind of the big, huge MMO version of the game that I've been showing videos of previously. It's still there. World Plus is the same as World, but it has some incomplete zones, so I can go and find other places to farm. So anyway, there's that. Let's do a single-player game, though, since that's really what's done, and I'm happy with these options. You can change them around. You have an option to set it back to the default, which is kind of nice. And it saves these for the next time you want to start a game. So if you found some options you really like for whatever mod is in the game, then you can just use those and always set it back to the default. And it saves them for when you quit and you restart the game. It'll still be like that. So here we go. New interface. I just want to do one round or two just to show this off. So I have Jin, Chin, random names are random, and Uzu. I don't really know how to pronounce that at all, but we have a magician, we have a warrior, and we have a little health bar, and then hit points are there, and run and 2, those are their hotkeys, so if I can plus 1 and 2 here, it switches between them. So now it's a little easier to tell which character you have selected. Still not Still could be better, but yeah. This font is also too big for, at least I think, for item descriptions and stuff, especially when you look at something like this, which is going to go away. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's going to, somebody suggested, I don't remember the name, a person on Twitter. Sorry, I can't do a shout out, but when you, I think I want to have it so when you hold down shift, it goes in automatically into item selection mode on the map, and then it shows these descriptions here, and same for probably everything here with level and stats and whatnot. So anyway, let's play on normal, since that's the only one I seem to do reasonably well in. So when you're in battle, you get these little bars here that blink when you are they blink regardless of whether you're ready for a turn or not. They blink if you have if they're idle and they have no command. So that happens if, oh geez, my magician is getting really hurt. That happens if they attack something and then it dies and they have no target anymore. Get out of there. I'm gonna send him to the healing zone. And trying to concentrate. Okay, he just bit the big one. What just happened? Where'd the orc go? The orc's still down there? Aha, there it is. Hopefully you can figure out what's going on here. So the enemies or anything that's in a combat area is in the lower left-hand corner here, and our team is of course in the upper right-hand corner here. When something dies, the targets get shuffled around, so they're always compact down in their respective corners. And I'm not quite sure how much this works, having the enemies in the lower left rather than the left side, like the upper left, or just lower right even, or so I'm just trying to give less work to the eye, less work to my eyes, but make it still like visually separated so I know what's what. It's kind of tricky to find a tough balance, showing enough information, showing it in the right spot, showing it like if it's separated out, then it's a very clear visual that this is something else. Like if they were all bundled over here, it would be hard to separate what's part of your team versus what are you trying to fight. But this seems pretty clear. Allies are, for multiplayer, this is important. Allies will also be here, but they won't have a hotkey and they'll be a different color. I think right now it's bright cyan, like this bar here. Let's do one more round now that we have a rodentoid on our team. I found a fun little bug where nothing was given the right level, like, at all, and sometimes things simply weren't leveling up, like a lot of the characters you recruited. And there was like actually thousands of bugs that I had to go fix now that this interface is here. But it's kind of cool. It feels way more complete now. And there were some weird balance things, like a lot of the time I was like round 1 I could get a boss that was level -2 to 5 or something really ridiculous like that. It's just like the random number generator could totally ruin your day if it felt like it. Excuse me, I just put in a thing where once the when anything is hit, it shines bright red, everything glows when the naze is hit. And I just put in a thing where they shake violently, so it's easy to see when something gets hurt, and it's a lot redder when they get hurt more. So it's easy to see who's really getting creamed and about to die. Like, if I probably watch over here, when I finally attack, yeah, that thing just took a lot of damage. So my poor little warrior, when he takes, when he does a turn, because he's so slow, not only does he have this blue bar that fills up, but he has a red bar that has to go down before it goes back up, which is normal. But you always can do something. Like, basically what's happening here is his attack is so slow it takes 2 turns to do. so he goes into like negative stamina mode. That thing was already at 0 and then it died again. That's weird. At least I think so. Good thing I captured it on video, eh? Alrighty, so that does it for this. Yep. I'm gonna go make more coffee. I will hopefully see you March 1st when this thing is ready to go. See you later.